I'm going to tie a Roy Christie pattern, the reverse parachute. Like Roy himself says he got the idea from Captain Robert Venables, dated 1630, so at 390 years old. I think it's fair to say this is a fairly traditional pattern. It's also a pattern that I do like to fish and use. One of the things you have to do is to make sure you get your hook in the vise. I'm using a TMCO 200R14. You want to position it in the vise in exactly the same way you want it to fish. So I want it to fish so that the hackle is there, holding it in the water, and this part is under the water. And the tippet comes to there, so the tippet is under the water, and the hackle is on the top there. Okay. The first thing I'm going to tie in is a length of monofilament. I'm using Stroft, but I don't suppose it makes any difference really which one you use. This is a 3 kilogram one, so it is quite strong. All the way down to the bottom. And here I'm just going to build up a little knob because I'm going to tie in the tail feathers here. Remember, this is an emerger pattern. So we're thinking, when we're thinking tails, we're thinking of a nymph. So they're not going to be that long. Just tie in half a dozen. And I'll tie it over the top of the eye. Trim off the waist. And now I'm going to tie in the hackle. I'm using a grizzly hackle. As is true with most parachute flies, you want to tie in a hackle that's a size larger than you would for the traditional hackle. And with this reverse parachute, it's probably true to say you want it a little bit bigger than that, because that's what's going to support the fly in the water. I'm going to tie in the body. When I'm dubbing, I like to use the split thread method. And the dubbing I'm going to be using is a Frankie Phillips, and I'm going to be using a cow dung. Great name. How could you not? when I'm twisting either clockwise or anti-clockwise, it's always a good idea to turn the vise just so that the spinning thread doesn't connect with your hook point. Okay, and now I'm going to work my way back up with the thread, just to use the thread as a ribbon. The thread I'm using is a primrose colour, and it's size 14 aught in sheer. Okay. Now I'm going to put a loop into my monofilament. All the thread that I've tied down here has been nice and tight. I've not had to worry about the tension. All the thread I'm now doing on the top of the loop, you have to be a little bit careful, not having it too tight, because I'm going to be tightening it up soon. Okay. So now I'm going to put in the thorax, and for the thorax, I'm going to use another Frankie Phillips one, and it's the Lake Olive, which is, hold on, that one. I need a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to whip finish there, but I'm going to dub the whip finish because I don't want the thread showing through. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there. Now I'll take off the thread, do a bit of trimming. Okay, so now I'll make sure I know which side it is that's tightening on here. So I'll take the spare bit of thread and pull. So I know that that's the bit that's tightening, and that's the one I want to wrap my hackle around. It's said that one turn of this hackle is equal to half a turn on a normal parachute. So I'm going to turn it 10 times. Okay. So now what I want to do, I'll take hold of the loop and the end of the hackle in my left hand, Now right hand, I'll take over the top of the hackle and I'll push down. Let go. Then with my left hand, I'm going to pull. Now it's a good idea to take a good firm hold of the hook at this point, because you need quite a firm pull. Pull. Good, that should do it. And remove the waste hackle. And remove the monofilament. And there you have reverse parachute. Certainly looks very very appetizing from a trout's point of view, I would think. And I certainly it's a fly I like to fish quite a lot. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.